Now we're going to work with the acrylic, which is so fun because you can make this any size you want. I guess you could have a nightlight that big if you wanted to, but you can see I upped the ante on the sizes. So I went to almost a full 4 inches. This is probably about 3 3/4 inches on the acrylic, which is cool. And it's a neat process working with plastics. You have to approach them a little bit differently, go a little slower sometimes, but other than that, it's great to use on the lathe. This is actually a cutoff of a discarded chair mat I had made a long time ago for my office. And if you go out and buy your acrylic, this is a 1/2 inch thick acrylic, there will be paper on both sides. Leave the paper on until you're ready to turn. And in this case, I don't have it on there, but that's okay. I'll pick up a few scratches, but I'm not worried about that. What you don't want to have to do is to have to go back and try to polish this surface again. It's already perfect. Don't screw it up. Use it as it is and save yourself a lot of work. So I've got my caliper set to about 2 inches here. And I tried this with my regular calipers, which are pencil, but they didn't mark very well. So I'm gonna kind of push this down in here. I made a mark, as you can see, and this is just an on-camera experiment. Yeah, I told you it's an on-camera experiment. We'll see if that digs in. I want to, I'll try this point. I remember I dulled one of these points so I wouldn't get it stuck in wood when I marked things, but we look good there. So what I want to do is actually try to scratch this surface. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if you can, but trust me, there is a big scratch going on there. Go back into my registration mark. This scratch is what I will look at when I put this on the bandsaw to cut it out. And if I stay in that hole right there, I'll have 1 scratch instead of 16. There we go. All the extra scratches I made are on the outside. Now to help us out just visually, I'm just going to mark this because we can see the scratch. I am not good at drawing. There we go. You don't want to make the Sharpie mark go inside because then you're going to have to clean it off. I think it will clean off. I haven't had to try it yet because I turned it away every time. There, that's a beautiful circle. Anyway, let's go to the bandsaw. I'm glad I have a lathe because if I can't make a circle on my own, I need all the help I can get. So my bandsaw's set up just like it would be normally. I'm going to cut through it. I'm just going to take my time cutting through it. There's a fine line between going too fast and too slow. If you go really fast, it doesn't cut that well, but if you go really slow, it can melt together. So first thing I want to do is just do a straight cut across. Curve it now, we'll follow our curve. And you see it cuts just like wood. The shavings are just a little bit different looking. So we got here. It also has a beautiful smell. I want to watch my thumb here, so I've got it to where if I push, I go that way instead of that way. Just slowly rotate it, moving my thumb out of the area, the blade area to here now. Now I'm putting my fingers up top. We'll come through with this cut. Now again, I'm pushing like that in case something slips. One more corner. There we go. Now the acrylic is clamped to the drill press. Almost called you a bandsaw too. Ah! Anyway, the same process, everything, except it's really fun when you do this stuff because the shavings are just wonderful. You do want to go slow. Here comes the money shot. Whee! And don't get too enamored with it and drill all the way through the blank. See, I've barely gone in right there. There we go, a little bit deeper. Yeah, it looks like confetti or something like that. It looks like I could make a clown outfit out of this. It's ruffly. It's really neat stuff. But I need to go a little bit deeper here. I'm just trying to eye it in. I can probably go in just a tick deeper. Always one last cut, right? There we go. Okay, now I'm going to drill the other hole all the way through and we'll be ready to go to the lathe. One thing you want to do before you get off the drill press is check the fit of the light bulb into the hole, because sometimes the acrylic melts and builds up a bit of a rim on there, and I actually had to put the other bit back in and go in and clean it up. So now it fits, now we're good. So we're going to put this on the chuck, and this is acrylic, so it really is a lot less likely to split as the wood would be. So I can put a firm grip on there. That looks nice. And I want to rotate this by hand because this little bugger's a bit out of round. That looks good. Gonna bring the speed back down from when we were doing the friction polish. That's a good idea. Now you want to go slow. You really don't want to go fast when you start making these cuts. So I do have my bowl gouge again. And I'm going to come across, I'm going to do a push cut through here and just figure out where it is. You're going to hear it chatter and shatter a couple times. Because until you get into solid, and I don't want to talk while I'm doing this, this stuff tastes really bad. You're not going to get a smooth cut till you get into solid acrylic. So you just want to very carefully chip your way across. You want to wear a face mask with doing this cut, I don't blame you. But now you can start seeing some of the shavings that come off when you start getting into more of the acrylic. So once we get a solid surface on here on this cut going across, it really is fun. But I'm taking just maybe a 1/16 of an inch cut here. And you can see the shavings go everywhere. They wrap around stuff. You wind up with quite a supply of them. I keep forgetting not to talk here. There we go, now we're getting there. So now we're getting into more solid wood. I'm going to do a pull cut too, which actually is nicer. I'm going to put my curve on here. There we go. Some of those fun shavings that you get. You put a radius on here, and you want to put probably about an 1/8 inch radius to give it a nice little shape, and you want to see this feature when the light's on, so it's got to be a certain size. Whoops! See, I went too fast and I shattered a bit. That's what you call design modification. So we're going to do a shape right here. Do some pull cuts. We're going to make more of a reveal on this edge. See what I can do here to blend that in. You're not going to sand this, so you want to leave the tool finish on here. And the thing about the tool finish is it's opaque. So you can see we have some opaque. I got a couple chips in there, so I'm going to clean this up just a little bit more. I haven't finished cutting away some of the bandsaw marks. Once this is finished, we'll start doing some decoration on this side. I've turned on a light so I can backlight this a little bit because I want to see some of the work I'm doing. Also, it's really cool. You can see I've got a lot of these really cool shavings now. And they're really great. One trick I'm going to do is right here, you're going to see the light kit right behind this edge, so I'm going to chamfer this edge a bit just to put some opaqueness to it, if that makes any sense. So I've dropped the tool rest down. I'm bringing in my bowl gouge again. Yeah, we're just going to keep pulling like that. Whoops! I got to quit taking such an aggressive cut. So now I got a little work to do here. That's why you watch me. There was a chip in there that I had when it drilled through, and that's what causes those catches. Whenever you have a chip and no solid surface, you will get that reaction from the acrylic. So you want to make sure that you're smooth, and if you're not smooth, just take your time. So anyway, I've got that there. I want to put some decoration on here like I had on the other. So I'm bringing my tool rest up to just about center height because we're going to use a point tool. This is 3 sides resulting in a point. And this is great for making decorative cuts and actually doing a little bit of bead making and things too. I haven't quite mastered that skill, but I am good enough at pushing it straight into stuff. So what I want to do here is we're going to make 3 decorative lines here. Bring the speed up a little bit, and I'm looking under my camera, so I'm going to have a little odd approach to this. But I'm going to space mat 1, 2, 3. So the first one goes in like so. Now I'm only going in, probably 1/16 of an inch at most. My next one, I want to go in slightly deeper. And it's not that I want to make the line wider, but by making the line deeper, as the light travels, now from the light, it goes through the plastic. If these were all the same depth, this first ring right here would catch the light and it wouldn't hit this one or this one. By making these successively deeper, there's light catching this one, this one, this one, and then it's going to catch the edge too. So now, looks like we're ready to put it together and light up our life. I said that. Gonna be living with this stuff for weeks. Well, it's a real simple glue job. I'll go ahead and do the wood one for you. It's Instant Bond. I'm going to be using thick. Gives me a little working time. I don't know if you can see this, but there's some little tiny ridges right here on the edge. And if you put the glue behind here, these ridges keep the glue from running forward. But if the glue gets into them, it gives it a little bit of bite into the wood. So you just don't want the glue to be out here in the face. You can actually clean it off. It's just a little difficult to do. Oh, and speaking of cleaning it off, I found out that Stickfast is also a supplier of, they make instant acrylates and stuff like that. And I found out that their debonder, which is really cool in case you get stuck to super glue, takes off Sharpie pen off the acrylic very nicely. I'm sure a lot of stuff will, but at least I know that works now. So I've got a little bead on there, and the smartest thing you can do is you grab some accelerator, pop the top, and this won't hurt the wood on the inside there, just inside a little bit on the rim. Take this, slide it in, turn it a little bit, and just hold it. And then once that dries up, you're gonna have a couple really cool looking nightlights.